Well, good morning to all of you. I am so glad to be here once again. My name is Alejandro Tornato, and I want to welcome you to another weekly episode or time of coffee, ideas, and connecting with me, Alejandro. And I want to be the first one today to share with you a good cup of coffee. If you're an early riser and you enjoy a good cup of hot coffee, this is for you. Mm, Nothing better than to start a day with vitality and good coffee. Um, One thing that I wanted to share with all of you is the lesson or the content that I have in store for you today. And let me just say that during this past week, I mean, I was really thinking hard about what is it that I want to share with my followers and my audience this coming Saturday. And for a time, nothing was coming into my awareness, and all of a sudden, I thought, well, why not share some of the content of two books that I recently, or within the past few months, I acquired, and they're very. I mean, the content is definitely worth reading and worth applying to one's life. I mean, to your journey. If you're like me, that you're always trying to get better. I mean, trying to reach for that very best version of myself. Uh, so, um, so I went. I remember. I mean, a couple of 3 months ago, I went to my local bookseller. I mean, I love to go to booksellers every now and then just to check to see what books are out there. I mean, especially in the areas of my interests, which is the area of personal growth, professional development, um, human potential, leadership, of course, and so just to see what was on the aisles, and as I went there and I began browsing, I mean, through the different shelves, um, two books caught my attention, and definitely, and so I began reading on the outside covers of the books, and on the outside cover of one of them, it read, Awakening Your Ikigai, How the Japanese Wake Up to Joy and Purpose Every Day. Awakening Your Ikigai. And Ikigai is spelled Ikigai. I mean, Ikigai. So, awakening your Ikigai, how the Japanese wake up to joy and purpose every day. That was the author of that book, I mean, Ken Mogi. And the other book, just next to it, a very small book, I mean, like a pocket book edition. That one read, Ikigai, Giving Every Day Meaning and Joy, by another author, Yukari Mitsuhashi. And so these two books, I mean, they caught my attention, and I said, well, I had to get these books because my curiosity was extremely high, and I could not wait to find out what Ikigai was. And so today, I would like to invite you to come with me on an Ikigai discovery journey. And I read both of the books. I mean, they're not big books. I mean, not too many pages, but they're fascinating. They're fascinating because if you're just like me, who is into connecting with people and trying to get immersed and discover other cultures, the beauty and the richness that you can find in other cultures. I mean, how other people do things, how other people think, um, how other people view life on a daily basis. What are some of the things that other people get passionate about? I mean, what are some things that get them going? So just trying to get immersed into those cultures, and I wanted to find out, yes, what and the Japanese, by the way, the Japanese culture, uh, that Eastern mentality um, has so much to teach us, has so much that we can learn from them in the way that they live. Um, it's amazing. But the Japanese, I mean, in one section of Japan, that's where um, uh, the people live very, very long years. I mean, up into the 90s and even beyond. And not just living in a kind of a in a kind of way that they're just prostrated in a couch and they cannot move. No, 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 no. These are people that live up into their 90s or even past 100 years of age, and they're still mentally and physically and emotionally active and really um, producing good results in the world and for other people. These are producers at that age. So they have things that we can learn definitely from them. Now, let's get into Ikigai. Now, the word Ikigai is derived from two Japanese words: Iki, meaning life, and Gai, meaning value or worth. So, one author's definition of the word Ikigai is the pleasures and meanings of life. The pleasures and the meanings of life. Now, the second author's definition of the word, it's just a little bit different. And I wanted to give you both of them because then they complement one another. Okay? And it is this, is the value of life or happiness in life. Now, some recent Western interpretations of Ikigai may seem to explore this idea of finding a meaning to a person's life as a whole, from the time that you're born until the time that you die. I mean, the whole of your life. But that is not really what the word Ikigai means. In English, the word life carries the meaning of both a lifetime and daily life. So there's no difference in English, I mean, between the word life. Okay, you can use it for to mean your lifetime, that section of your life between the time that you're born to the time that you're no longer here, that you die. So that's your lifetime, or a daily life. I mean, what happens to you on a daily basis. Now, in Japanese, there are two different words to describe each of these. Okay, so there's a word for lifetime in Japanese, and there's a word for daily life. I mean, your daily living. Okay, so they have two different and separate words for it. Now, when we talk about Ikigai, there are 5 pillars of Ikigai. 5 pillars of Ikigai, and they are: number 1, starting small. Starting small. Number 2, releasing yourself. Number 3, harmony and sustainability. Number 4, the joy of small things. And number 5, being in the here and now. Being truly present. Now, that one story that really illustrates what Ikigai is the account of Jiro Ono, who is the oldest living 3 Michelin star chef at the age of 93. He is the owner of Sukiyabashi Jiro sushi restaurant in Tokyo, Japan. Now, it's a fascinating story. Now, from an early age, Jiro Ono started developing a true liking for cooking, for the preparation of different kinds of dishes. He worked hard from the lowest positions in restaurants, always with a desire to learn and to create. When he opened his first sushi restaurant, his moment-by-moment passion to serve the very best sushi to his customers was always at the top of his list of priorities. He was not an ordinary chef. He was an artist in the kitchen. He developed new tools to cut, to shape the fish into small works of art. He was truly a sushi artist. He created a special procedure for providing salmon in a fresh condition throughout the year. Because the thought was that salmon was always in the best conditioned during the autumn time of the year, during the fall. But he created a procedure that would maintain that freshness in the salmon throughout the year. He also invented a procedure in which a certain type of fish meat is smoked with burned rice straw to produce a special flavor. Now, all that dedication, it took him to open the Sukiyabashi Jiro restaurant. That is, it has been, for many years, considered the world's best restaurant to eat sushi. Of course, it's a 3-star Michelin rated restaurant. It's not cheap to go and eat at this restaurant. Of course not. And you can imagine the waiting list that has for people coming from all over the world. People that go to Japan they definitely they make it a point to go and to experience uh, what it is, not just the flavor of that sushi, but the whole ambience, the whole experience is something that it is out of this world. Now, I can tell you, I have never been to it, but for what I could see in the description, that it is something um, very much worth going through. Um, Now, with all this world acclaim and world recognition, that is for sure very well deserved because of the many years that Jiro Ono worked very hard and with extreme dedication to master his craft, because he is truly a master of his craft. This is not what makes Chef Ono happy or gives him a reason to get up early every morning. Now, that was interesting. Now, what indeed gives him his Ikigai is to get up early in the morning and to make his way to the Tokyo fish market at a very early time in the morning, when those fishermen, they returned with their loads of fish from their catches, and so he is there selecting, going through the fishes and selecting the very best for their clients, for his clients. That's one thing that makes him have this passion for what he does. Now, what gives him his Ikigai is to be able to serve sushi to a smiling client and to allow that client to go through an experience that is like none other in the whole world. What gives him his Ikigai is to have the approval of a president of the United States back in when Barack Obama was president and he went to Japan as an official visit. Then they were thinking about what was the venue that they were going to select. I mean, for an official welcoming dinner for the president. And guess what? I mean, they selected Jiro Ono's restaurant, sushi restaurant. And President Obama said that it was the very best sushi that he had ever eaten. Now, you may consider that those are big things and big recognitions, but it is what's behind the scene for this artist of fish. This is what gives him his reason to get up early every morning, is to continue working on his craft and to keep improving it and to keep developing it even more. That's what That's what really Ikigai is all about. Now, you may wonder, how can you discover your Ikigai? And let me just read something, from one of the books. It says, having a curious approach to life can help you or can help anyone discover their Ikigai. Pursuing your curiosity leads to action, which, as we've seen, is a fundamental aspect of Ikigai. So, action, if you have an idea, if you really want to do something, then pursue it. And as a result of that, you will develop, that Ikigai. It says, whatever your age, finding Ikigai in the form of hobbies or other activities will get you going and keep you active. So Ikigai is not something that you find when you're young, or is not something that your Ikigai, you can find your Ikigai at any age, at any point in your life journey. And let me just end with this. Another sentence says, how can others find their Ikigai? It says, if you're not able to find your Ikigai, maybe you should stop looking so hard. I think that Ikigai is something that you happen to come across. You just bump into it, and when you know, you know. Ikigai is something very internal, and you pursue it even if the rest of the world wouldn't understand. Ikigai comes from within. Now, I hope that this was not a typical content that I normally share, but I truly hope from the bottom of my heart that this has been interesting to you, that I have perhaps ignited a little spark in your being to begin searching and trying to discover your own personal Ikigai. What is something that really makes you jump out of bed every morning with a desire to make a difference, with a desire to give you that sense of fulfillment, of happiness, of worth, of value, that you can also share that with other people. If you don't know what your Ikigai is up until now, begin that quest. Begin that journey of discovery. Don't look for it so hard. Do things, continue acting on things, and let that sense of awareness give you what your Ikigai is, what makes it for you. And so I hope that this has been a value added content for you. I hope that you will have a great rest of the day and weekend. And it's been a joy and a pure delight. I mean, being with you and sharing these ideas with you. And up until we meet again, as always, be kind, be passionate, be well.